Still hear the music back there? Hear me? What? Check 1 2. Check. Good music too though. Now what have you got?
Okay.
Still the music?
No, I can't hear you.
How do I get out of here, man? I can't get out of here to pause the music because I can't see my freaking. Oh.
You gotta unshare your screen.
Hey, good morning, guys. Give me 1 second. Hey, good morning, guys. It is Ken, and you cannot see me. Let me see what I got right here. Can you see me okay, Greg?
I can see you, yeah. But...
Boom. Can you see me on the screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I can't see myself. Now, what do you got?
Just your picture.
Okay. Doug Volsky, Ashley, I see you. Hey, kind of keep me updated if I ask you on the, because normally when I run the thing right here, oh, my screen's not shared. That's why. There we go. That's why I couldn't see everything. Can you see and hear me?
Yes, just your picture though, not you live.
Jingle bell time. I'll sing to you guys until I figure this out. Good morning, everybody. It's Ken. Welcome to our Growth Stack Drive webinar on Incremental, not Monumental. It is Saturday morning, and yes, we are having a little bit of technical difficulties. Listen, I want to welcome you guys. People ask all the time, what is Growth Stack Drive? And I want to welcome you guys real quick. Again, Growth Stack Drive, really, we exist to do three things. Number one is a community of entrepreneurs who have a desire and passion to win at levels they've never won at before. And we help them do that in three ways. Number one is crush limiting beliefs. Number two, create winning strategies. And number three, help them champion a culture of leadership. So let me tell you guys really quick what to expect today. What to expect is we will go 1 hour. It's going to be amazing content. Our MC Nate is a little under the weather today, and so he's not going to be joining us. Nate May, the greatest MC in the world. So 1 hour. This is going to be some amazing content. I am extremely fired up and extremely still sweating from my F45 workout this morning about an hour ago, which was phenomenal. Great content, guys. I believe what we're going to talk about over the next hour has the ability really to be able to change the course in the direction of your future. We've got 1 month left in 2020, and I believe, and our motto is, and we'll dive into it in just a little bit, 2020 is to finish fierce. When leaders see the finish line, they don't let up. Leaders kick into another gear. There's something that happens in a leader's life when they see the finish line. And so we're going to talk about that today. It's going to be a phenomenal time. Greg, if we've got questions of anybody, if we've got questions if you've got questions, type them in the chat. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. And then I think we had about 50 people register for today's webinar that'll be on the Zoom call with us today. So great content. Grab a pen and a paper and get ready to take notes. And also, again, we're streaming live on Facebook. We're streaming live on our YouTube channel. And on that YouTube channel, I might add, is a ton of great podcasts. Myself, Grant Cardone, David Meltzer, Sharon Lechter, Greg Reed, Carlos Reyes, Anthony Trucks, Coach Michael Burt, Bradley. There's some phenomenal podcasts on there. If you go to YouTube and search Ken Joslin, you can check those out. The last thing to expect today is we are going to do some amazing giveaways. We're going to be giving away today. We're going to be giving away a boot camp ticket for our next Grow Stack Drive boot camp, which is January the 29th and 30th in Nashville, Tennessee at the Lodge. Listen, if you made it to boot camp and you're in the Zoom room or you're in the Facebook or YouTube, I want you to write one sentence right now. Just type one sentence below about what boot camp meant to you. Phenomenal time. We had close to 40 people. This next boot camp is going to be myself, Coach Michael Burt, Anthony Trucks, and my good friend Carlos Reyes, and of course our GSD MC Nate May. It's going to be a phenomenal time. January 29th and 30th, we're giving away one ticket that's valued at $1,000. $997 is what that event costs. We're giving one of those tickets away today. It's going to be a phenomenal weekend. Do not miss out on this. This is a live event, smaller event. We'll probably have 75-ish people at this event, so it's going to be small, intimate. At the Lodge and just right outside of Nashville, Tennessee. Then also today, we're going to be giving away 90 days of our GSD code. So our GSD code consists of three things. Number one, our online courses where we talk about crushing limiting beliefs, where we talk about creating winning strategies, and where I teach on how to champion and create cultures of leadership. About growing, as John Maxwell says, the law of the lid is the first law in the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. John talks about taking that lid. If you're a level 5 leader or level 6 or whatever level you're at, the law of the lid says, listen, nobody else around you is going to be able to be, you're not going to have 7s, 8s, and 9s work for you. You're going to have to raise your level of leadership. And that's one thing at GSD that we love to be able to do is help foster and create and champion cultures of leadership. So we're going to do that today. So what is incremental, not monumental? What is incremental, not monumental? Let me start by saying this. I get asked two questions all the time. Ken, how have you grown your business so fast? How have you grown your business so fast? There's two reasons, and really probably the top, there's several reasons, but two of the top reasons. Number one are relationships. We're going to dive into that in just a little bit. Number one is relationships. Number two is the principle that I believe in probably more than anything else, and that is incremental, not monumental. Incremental, not monumental is simply this, and this is my definition. You won't find this in Webster's. This is my definition. It is small, daily, disciplined decisions that we act on over time, every single day. Small, daily is a key word. Disciplined is a key word. Decisions that we make over time. Listen, they always equal monumental results. And you've heard me say this before. If you've been around GSD or if you're brand new today, this is the first time you'll hear me say it, and you'll hear me say this a lot. That when you practice incremental, not monumental, you believe in the concept of incremental, not monumental, and you practice, you make a commitment. We're going to talk about that today as well, to make small, daily, disciplined decisions over time. Success cannot escape you. Significance cannot escape you. It can outrun you. As a matter of fact, it not only can escape you as in you're chasing it, but I promise you it will chase you. So the three things that we're going to talk about today on incremental, not monumental, three principles that literally have been something that we've practiced over the past year and have grown our business over 600%. And 600%, Ken, where were you at to start with? I walked into a 10X boot camp a year ago in October. I'm making about 10 grand a month, 10, 12 grand a month. And literally within 90 days saw our business begin to grow over 600%. And I've looked back over the year, and I want to share some of those principles inside of incremental, not monumental with you today. And these are small, daily, disciplined decisions over time that will always yield. If you do incremental long enough, it always yields monumental results. And here's the 3 C's I want to talk about today. I want to talk about consistency. I want to talk about commitment, and I want to talk about community. I want to talk about consistency, commitment, and I want to talk about community in our time together today. And here's what consistency is. I learned this. Greg Martirano is actually in town with me this weekend. He's a Cardone licensee from Chicago. We're working on his upcoming online fitness business that he's doing. And one of the things we were talking about this morning is one of the things that I have gleaned from Uncle G, Mr. Grant Cardone, is his use of definitions. Because when we look at the definitions of words, it really gives us a powerful picture of what a word. We hear consistent a lot. Like in the entrepreneurial business space, self-help space, self-development space, you're going to hear these words a lot. What I want to do today is I want to put handlebars on those for you. I'm a cookies on the bottom shelf guy. I want to put handlebars on these in such a way that you're able to grasp what we're talking about. So consistency, here's the definition. This is from Webster's. Consistency is marked by harmony. It's regularity or steady continuity, free from variation or contradiction. So marked by harmony. I don't know how many of you guys have ever heard some people sing together. And when they're in harmony, it's absolutely beautiful. It's Christmas time. Christmas time right now. I absolutely love Michael Bublé. And when he's got the Panini sisters that sing, Jingle Bells, like Jingle Bells, the Sleigh Ride, or whatever the song is that they sing. It's the three sisters. Dude, when they sing in harmony, it is one of the most beautiful things you've ever heard. But if you've ever heard people share out of harmony, it's like, oh my gosh, can you please stop immediately? Guys, listen, consistency is bringing harmony to your life. It's bringing regularity. It's bringing it's the same thing. It's doing the same thing every single day, free from variation or contradiction. So here's what I want to share with you today. I want us to be consistent in several areas. And here's what I want to talk about this morning. I want us to be consistent in, number one, our alignment, and number two, our routine. Number one, our alignment. And you say, Ken, what does that mean? So here's one of my affirmations. One of the things we talk about at Grow Stack Drive in our first course, the Grow course, is we teach people how to crush limiting beliefs, If you're new to GSD, this is going to be the first you've heard of it. If you've been around GSD, you've heard this so many times. Literally, when you go to sleep, you hear my voice talking about crush limiting beliefs. You hear my voice talking about crushing the limited beliefs of fear, scarcity, comparison, shame, lack, and the limiting belief of success. And Ken, what's a limited belief? Well, a limited belief is something that robs you. It prohibits you. This is the definition, again from Webster. It's something that prohibits you from seeing the potential of your very own future. And I don't know about you guys, but 2020 has been an unbelievable year, right? Like it can't get any crazier than it's been, from COVID to election to everything that if you turn the news on for 5 minutes, it literally will it will rob the joy and the life right out of you. So one of the things in these limited beliefs is how we fight limited beliefs is we identify, we remove, and we replace limited beliefs. So one of the things that let's say our limited belief of comparison. Comparison is a huge limited belief because we either compare ourselves with people who are ahead of us, which make us feel less than, which is wrong. It's not a clear or accurate picture of really where we are, or we compare ourselves with people who are not as far ahead as we are. And again, it gives us an inaccurate presentation or depiction of where we really are. So when we compare, it robs us. It literally robs us of the potential that we have. It's a limiting belief system. So what we do is we compare ourselves with ourselves. That's the only comparison that we have. Greg and I just got finished with an F-45 class. How was that today, homie? It was amazing, dude. We were both pouring sweat. 27 stations. And on Saturday at F-45, F-45 stands for Functional 45-Minute Workout. So it's total body, several stations, pods, whatever you want to call it. It's 100% get your ace kicked every time you go in. Saturday is 60 minutes. Saturday is 60 minutes. So we're in there and we're working out and we're rolling. And the one thing I love about F-45 is I don't compare myself with where Greg's at, or I don't compare myself with where somebody else in the gym that's working out. I compare myself with me. The only person I'm supposed to compare myself with is the guy that I shave with in the mirror every single day. So consistency in, number one, our alignment. And why is that so big? In limiting beliefs, we identify, remove, and replace. And the way that we remove and replace those is through the power of affirmations. And this alignment thing is brand new. So some of you guys that have been on, I talked about this a little bit Wednesday on our coaching call, but I really haven't shared this principle at all. So this is going to be brand new content for you guys today. So alignment is, and one of my affirmations is, I will live a life where my heart and my head are in alignment. I will live my life where my heart and my head is in alignment. And here's why. I want to ask you guys this. We're about to hit the new year. How many of you guys have set goals? Like literally, if you're there, type in the chat, Facebook, YouTube, on Zoom call. If you're there and you've set a goal in the past, in January, only at the end of January to look up and go, I'm not even close to my goal. Just type in me in the chat. Just type it in right now. Just put me in the chat on Zoom, Facebook, or YouTube. Yep, that's me. I've done it. Hey, you know what? Guess what? I'm going to raise both hands because I've done that. So consistency in your alignment, because how many of us have set goals only to give up on them? Every single person that's watching this live, or every single person that's going to watch this replay, you have given up on goals. I've done it. You've done it. Everyone's done it. Well, I set a goal last year to lose 66 pounds. I'm down about 46, 47 pounds. About 2 weeks ago, every single day, I write down my goals. I write down goals for my real estate company. I write down goals for Growth Stack Drive, and I write down personal goals. And one of my personal goals that I've been writing down over a year is to lose 66 pounds. Well, I write it down every day. Like this, one of my personal goals, lose 66 pounds. Well, about 2 weeks ago, I'm writing this goal down, and all of a sudden it hit me. I'm thinking, when's the last time I made a post on social media about how much weight I've lost? And I had to go back, and it'd been 2 months. I literally have plateaued on this 46 to 47 pound mark for over 2 months. How many of you guys know 46 or 47 pounds? That's a phenomenal accomplishment in 12 months. Great accomplishment. Proud of myself. When I look at my before and after picture, number one, I kick myself in the tail for letting myself look like I did before, but it's easy to pat myself on the back. But I'm writing this goal down every day. And this is what I mean on being consistent in your alignment. I'm writing that goal down every day. And then it hit me a couple of weeks ago. I was like, Ken, like you need to learn to talk to yourself sometimes. Cause I talk to myself. I'm like, sometimes I answer myself, but not too many times. I'm like, Ken, listen, you've been writing this goal down for 66 pounds and you haven't made any progress in probably 2.5 months, like zero. You've 46, 47 pounds. I'll gain a couple pounds. I'll lose a couple pounds, but I have not been focused. I have not been in alignment. And here's what alignment lives. Here's what alignment means. This is my affirmation. I will live with my heart and my head in alignment. I will live with my heart and my head in alignment. So here's how this crushes any limiting belief that I may have, or gets me unstuck. I promise you this will get you unstuck. So what's the importance about having your heart and your head in alignment? Your heart, guys, is where the dreams come from. It's where the vision comes from. It's where these goals come from every single day. It's your ability to be able to dream and see a future that only you can see. It's like if you're a business owner or entrepreneur on here, listen, your main role as an entrepreneur or a business person is to paint a picture for the rest of your team. It's to paint a picture for your customers, for your clients. Paint a picture of what it looks like to work with you in whatever product, service, or good you sell or that you have. For us, for me, it's real estate. Our real estate team in Birmingham, our real estate team in Atlanta, Georgia. So we cover the state of Georgia. We cover North Georgia, Metro Atlanta, and we cover the Birmingham metro area. Our teams do. We've got several agents in both states. So that's how we help people. So how do I help people win in that? So alignment, that's the dream. I'm painting that picture. So what we do with our clients for Ken Joslin team is this. Listen, we put an entire team in your corner. You buying or selling your home shouldn't feel like a new part-time job. That's the language that we communicate with our clients. We want to take the stress and the worry away from you when it comes to buying and selling real estate, because we do it every day and you don't do it every day. So we want to paint that type of a picture. So as an entrepreneur, you paint the picture. That's what comes from the heart. That's what comes, the ability to be able to dream, the ability to be able to cast vision. Greg's here with me from Chicago today, Cardinal licensee, very successful guy in the finance world, very multiple six-figure income, very successful. He's here to get his fitness business off the ground. I made him wear a long sleeve shirt today, didn't I? I'm like, bro, you ain't wearing a short sleeve shirt and showing the abs and showing the arms with old dude over here today. When are you doing it, man? You got to put a long sleeve shirt on. You killing me, dude. So, but Greg's here because why? Because he's wanting to paint a picture of what his fitness business looks like. And I asked him yesterday, I literally have the giant post-it notes all over right here. And I asked him yesterday, I said, dude, you got a six pack? He's like, a little bit. I'm like, take your shirt off. Let me see what you look like. Like, we want to paint the picture to our clients of exactly what we see. And that comes from our heart. Okay, so here's why it's important for your heart and your head to be in alignment. Our head is what we believe. Our head is what we believe. Our heart is what we see and dream. Our head is where we believe. Now, here's what's important. Our actions are determined not from what we see or what we want to see or what we dream and envision. Our actions are solely fixed on what we believe. Let that sink in just a little bit. So here's why we need consistency in our alignment. Our heart, what we see, the picture that we're painting for our clients, for our business, for the world, for some of us. You've got huge vision and huge dreams to do something that impacts and helps people all over the world, not just in your local area, but some of you guys have got world-class and world-size vision. Your heart and your head have got to be in alignment, because here's the deal. So I'm looking at 66 pounds, right? And I'm thinking, like, in my mind, my belief system was, you know what, I'm satisfied with 46 or 47. But my heart's going 66 pounds. Like, this is my goal I set 12 months ago, 66 pounds. But in my head, I'm like, ooh, man, can I really put the work in? Do I really have what it takes to drop these other 20 pounds? Because here's the deal, guys. A lot of us would be satisfied with 46 or 47 pounds, but I write down 66 pounds every day. Every day, my heart goes 66 pounds. Every day, my heart goes 66 pounds. But every day over the last couple of months, my head's been like, do you have what it takes? So here's my affirmation to really crush that limiting belief in my life is I will live a life where my heart and my head are in alignment. Because here's what happens if you will get consistency. The first principle in incremental, not monumental. If you will live in consistency and what you dream about is what you believe in your head, you unlock potential on the inside of you. I promise you that you've never, ever, ever, ever experienced before. So consistency in your alignment. So this is my affirmation. And if you don't do affirmations, I encourage you to do affirmations every single day. Well, this is day 27 of our 28-day Incremental, Not Monumental Challenge. We've got dozens and dozens of people posting videos every day, posting pictures every day, posting on our private Facebook page every single day of what it means to them on this Incremental, Not Monumental Challenge. And we've made a commitment to our community to do 4 things: write our goals down twice every day, to write our affirmations down every morning and say our affirmations. Affirmations is the way that we identify. Once we've identified, it's how we remove and replace limited belief systems in our life. Limited belief systems do what? They prohibit us from seeing the potential of our own future. And I'm going to tell you something. If you woke up today, what's the date today, Greg? December the 4th? December the 5th? December the 5th. If you woke up today on December the 5th and you didn't wake up with, dude, this is what I see. This is where I see my life in 2021. Listen, I know for some of you guys, COVID's kicked you in the teeth this year. Listen, you don't have to live like that. You don't have to let COVID dictate or an election dictate how you live. How you live is dictated in how you see your future. And every single one of us through COVID, it's been like, dude, limited belief systems have been like trying to fly at us all over. Like every time you turn around, there's a limited belief system trying to attach itself to you and keep you from being able to see your future and the potential that you have inside you. So this alignment. So what I'm dreaming every single day. So here's some of my dreams. For the Ken Joslin team, our real estate, 20 agents with daily team meetings. We're up to about 7 or 8 people on our team right now, 20 agents with daily team meetings. $16 million in real estate sold. That's double what I did as an individual last year. 5 new agents to EXP every single month. On the Grow Stack Drive side, my goals are this: 10 new one-on-one clients. I picked up 2 in the last 2 weeks. 10 new one-on-one clients every year. $300,000 in revenue the last 3 months of the year. That's $100,000 a month. That's my goal. To get our podcast, to take it from YouTube where it's live and Facebook where it's live, and get that thing on Spotify and get that thing on YouTube, to get it out there for the world to be able to see. To partner with my good friend Richie Dolan, which we do on several ventures right now. To get our sales and marketing team up, which I just hired 2 brand new guys at Grow Stack Drive last week or 2 weeks ago to head up our sales and our marketing. Zach Tatum, you guys know Zach, he heads up he does all of our graphics. He did what you're looking at today. He does our website. He does our video presentations. And then his partner, Jason, they do all of our funnels. They do all of our CRMs. They do all of those things. So that's a goal. And then 100 and 100. That's another goal that we have. 100 people in GSD code and 100 people at boot camp in January. Like, those are goals. So when I'm painting this picture for the team, if my mind is not in alignment with my heart and I go, ooh, can we get 100 people at boot camp? Man, what are you dreaming about right now? I want you to put in the chat right now. What are you dreaming about? Like, what's the one thing? I just named off 6 goals right now. Ashley, raise your hand. Ashley, type in the chat, because I'm like on one screen right here. Type in the chat your question, and Greg will relay that question to me. Nate would normally do this, but again, Nate's a little under the weather today and couldn't make it. Type that in the chat. Greg will relay that. If you guys have any questions, type that in the chat. Greg, Stacy, the rest of my team, Logan, they're monitoring the YouTube and the Facebook chats. If you've got questions, type those questions in, and we'd love to be able to get that. But what is your goal for 2021? Like, what does that look like for you? Where are you wanting to go? What's the picture that you see? Like, when you, like, if I said, listen, and there's gonna be several hundred people watching this webinar today. If I said, Phil Mills, what's the picture look like? Melissa Stewart, Sin, Greg Martirano, that's what we've been talking about for a day and a half. What's the picture look like for you? Alejandro in Nashville, what's the picture look like for you? Christian Gomez, what's the picture look like for you? Devin Bullard, for your roofing business, what's the picture? What is 2021? Jesse Lasden, what's the picture look like for you? Like, what does that look like? And I want you to type that down. Type it in the chat today. Hey, I want my business to do this. I want my marriage to look like this. I want my family to look like this. I want my fitness. I want my physical condition to look like this. I want to take my leadership lid. I'm a 5 as a leader. I want to be an 8 by the end of 2021. What is your dream and what is your goal? Because here's the deal. If you will get up every single day and you'll use this affirmation, I will live a life where my heart and my head are in alignment. Because what my heart sees, my head must believe. Because my head and my belief system is what determines and dictates my actions. And when I looked at that 66 pounds a couple of weeks ago, I was like, ooh, dude, I haven't posted in forever. Wednesday night, Greg, didn't I? Wednesday night, I asked our group, we had 2 or 3 dozen people on our online coaching call on Wednesday night. And I asked our guys, I said, hey guys, let me ask you a question. Because I taught a little bit on this. I said, when's the last time you saw me post a picture or post I'm in the gym all the time. I said, but when's the last time you saw me post a picture saying I'm down X amount of pounds? And you could see like the wheels started turning and like all 30 or 40 people that were on our call Wednesday night, they're like, oh my gosh, when is it? I said, when's the last time? How long has it been? And you could see the wheels start turning. So what you just jotted down in the chat, or you just wrote down in your notes, what you want 2021 to look like, or the goals that you write down, some of us every single day, some of us once a month, some of us, when's the last time you set a goal and you looked at it and you went, man, am I going in the right direction? So how many of us have set goals only to give up on them? So the second thing I want you to be consistent in is routine. You've got to be consistent in your routine. Now, I'm going to be really honest with you. I have not written my goals down this morning. Yes, I have not. Listen, you're not always going to get it. So yesterday, got up, did F45 class, picked Greg up from the airport. We worked. I had to referee 2 high school varsity basketball games in Birmingham. We went to grab dinner with my daughter late. We got home at probably 11:30. Last night, I was exhausted. And I knew we were getting up to do F45 this morning. I got up early, about 6:30 to finish studying and putting this together for you guys. And then it was 9 o'clock and we had to go F45, came back, swang through Chick-fil-A drive-through, got some chicken and some scrambled eggs, sat down and did this with you guys today. But your routine has got to be solid. So my routine, I would say 28 days out of 30 days of the month, my routine is pretty solid. And my routine is every single day. I'm right every single morning I get up. The first thing I do is I grab my phone. So you need a solid routine for you. And your routine doesn't have to match my routine. Your routine has to match your rhythm, who you are, how you're created, and what your rhythms look like. Now, if you want to copy my routine, there's some of my routine and habits I've copied from other very successful and significant people. My routine is simple. I've got an alarm set at 5:30. Most days I'm up at 4:55, 5 o'clock. Sometimes I almost always 25 out of 30 days, I wake up before my alarm clock goes off. And I say this a lot. If you need an alarm clock to get out of bed, your dreams aren't big enough. Your goals aren't big enough. You're not dreaming large enough. So I want to encourage you, routine, number one. So my morning routine looks like I set my alarm for 5:30 a.m. every day. I'm usually up about 4:55 to 5 a.m. I'm up. I grab my phone. I do my quiet time. So I'm doing some kind of a reading plan or scripture. I'm listening to a little worship music, brush my teeth. My clothes are literally laid out on my chair, my sitting chair in my bedroom for my workout the next day. I get up, my pre-workout's already in my refrigerator. I'm ready to roll the next morning. Put my workout clothes on. I come in here and sit down in my podcast studio. I sit down with you guys. I do a live, especially during one of our challenges. I do a live. I write my goals down. First thing I do is I write my goals down. Whatever I'm doing for my personal development, I do. So for me right now, it's Outwitting the Devil, Napoleon Hill, written by my good friend Sharon Lechter. Phenomenal book, Outwitting the Devil. So it's personal development time. I get on Card on You. I watch a little Card on You. I get in GSD code. I watch myself. I listen to myself talk about limiting belief systems. I listen to myself talk about creating winning strategies. I listen to myself talk about becoming a better leader. So consistency in your routine. What does that look like for you? And here's what I want to say to you this morning. I want to say to you this morning to think first downs, not touchdowns. Think first downs, not touchdowns. Because some of you are stuck. You're listening. It's amazing when we run a funnel ad on Facebook, the comments I get from some people. Like some people are like, blah, blah, blah. Here we go again. Here's another. No. The reality of it is we've grown our business 600% in the last year. And we were already making 10 grand a month. We've grown out. We had the largest month in November that we've ever had at GSD. And that's not even counting the real estate side. That's just GSD. Listen, this is real and this is legit. So when you see it, I have empathy for people. When I see, because those, even if it's a funnel or it's an ad that we run about Grow 30, which is a free program that we're doing. I'll talk about at the very end, where we want to give you and add value to you. When I see the comments, some people are fired up. You're like, yes, let's go, Ken. I love it. GSD, it's changed my life. My business has changed. My business has grown X amount of percentage. But some people are like, blah, 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 another talking head, another this, another that. Listen, some of you guys have had a difficult year, and that's okay. But I want you to think first downs, not touchdowns. Move the ball 10 yards down the field. Every time you move it 10 yards, you get what? You get 4 new downs. Take those 4 downs. You don't always have to win big. Just win small. Run the ball up the middle and get 3 or 4 yards. If you run the ball up the middle and get 3 or 4, it's tough. It's gritty. It's grinding. But when you do that, what happens is you'll look up and you've put 3 or 4 first downs, 4 or 5 first downs in a row. And then you've done what? You've created a little momentum. The next thing you know, you put the ball in the end zone and you're scoring. And some of us, we need to score in life. We do. Second thing I want to talk about, second principle of the incremental, not monumental concept is commitment. Commitment is this. It's an agreement or a pledge to do something in the future. An agreement or pledge to do something in the future. Here's what I want you to make a commitment to. I want you to make a commitment, number one, to action. I want you to make a commitment, number one, to action. To get in action, just to get moving. Just to get movement. Listen, write this down. Momentum begins with movement. Momentum begins with movement. You can't gain momentum until you get moving. You've got to get moving. When we started last year, I became a Cardinal licensee in December-ish. Became a Cardinal licensee, stepped away from the brokerage that I was working for. I was fortunate enough to finish 7th out of 3,725 agents in one of the fastest growing real estate companies in the state of Georgia. I finished 7th. I was in the top 10 of 3,700 agents. That's the top half of 1%. This is individual agents. I finished 7th out of 3,700. I did over $8 million in real estate sales last year. when I started the Ken Joslin team and began to get my team growing in Birmingham and my team in Atlanta, we just, and then COVID hit, like literally as soon as I started, but we got into action and we just did it. People go, Ken, how do you do what you've done? We stay in constant action. We're in constant movement because we understand that movement is where momentum comes from. I can't get momentum unless I have movement. So I just want you to act. Grow Stack Drive, and I'll share real quick. Grow Stack Drive came out of a meeting. We were doing a live event in Atlanta under the Ken Joslin group, under my coaching thing. We were going to do a live event May the 15th in Atlanta. Myself, David Pollack from ESPN's College Game Day, who's probably on a game. Actually, it's 11 o'clock now, so 11 Central, so they're actually playing football now. But Davey's on ESPN. He's a really good friend of mine. Davey was coming in. Richard Dolan from 10X headquarters, who runs a licensee program. Myself, Nate May. A couple other people were coming in. We were doing a live event May the 15th. We were like, what do we want to call this conference? What do we want to call this thing? And we wrote all these words down. We had 3 giant Post-it notes. And this is what action looks like, guys. Some of you won't act because you want it to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect until you start to act. You're not going to get momentum sitting still going and literally writing on. You've got to act. So we wrote down, we were writing, Rebecca and Nate, Dean and Scott and I were all in an office, and we had Post-it notes everywhere. We're writing down all these words that we liked, and like all these action words, all these words like grow, stack, drive. We're writing all these words down. I think it was like 50 to 100 words we wrote down. Then we went through and each of us picked out our favorite 5 words. Well, grow, stack, drive were 3 of the words that the majority of us had in our top 5. And Rebecca Black looks up and she goes, grow, stack, drive. That's it right there. And we were like, oh, there, goosebumps. Look at that. Woo! Goosebumps on a webinar. Come on, somebody. And we looked around and we were like, that's it, Grow Stack Drive. Well, Grow Stack Drive started out just to be a conference, just to be a 2-day event, live event, May the 15th in Atlanta at the John Maxwell Leadership Institute. That's what we were going to do. That's what it started out to be. And then lo and behold, we were going to launch our coaching business May the 15th at that conference. We were going to start our online coaching business. And then what happens 2 or 3 weeks later? COVID hits. Everybody's locked down. Everybody's stuck in their basement working. Everybody's stuck in their house. People are buying 8,000 rolls of toilet paper because they think Armageddon's hit them. Come on, people. So what do? We go, okay, wait, we got to do something. I talked with the team. We obviously, the event's canceled. We can't do the event in Atlanta now, but we still have this Grow Stack Drive brand that we've been working on. Let's do Instagram Lives. This was March, I guess, Greg, probably March. Let's do Instagram Lives. So what I do, I just started doing Instagram Lives every weekday at 11 o'clock or 11:30 Eastern time, or 12 noon Eastern time is what we did. Well, I started doing Instagram Lives. I started inviting guys like Carlos Reyes, Anthony Trucks, and my good buddy Garen Jones, and guys like David Meltzer, guys like Greg Reed, Grant Cardone. I shot Jared and Grant were both on Instagram Live with me. Elena was on. I started doing Instagram Lives. And then when I started reaching out to more influential people on social media, I would very intentionally send them a copy of a screenshot of the counter because they don't know who I am. They don't know what Grow Stack Drive is. What the heck is Grow Stack? Grow Stack what? Richie Dolan still hasn't got Grow Stack Drive right. He gets it wrong every single time, doesn't he, Greg? I think he does it on purpose. He gets it wrong every time. And so I'm inviting all of these huge influencers. Guys like Carlos Reyes has 1 million followers on Instagram. He's one of the top home flippers and wholesalers in America. And I'm introducing Grow Stack Drive to these guys, and I'm sending them a calendar with Grant Cardone's name on it, and Brad Lee, and all of these different influencers and super successful business guys. And they're like, yeah, I'll be on. Yeah, I'll come on. Yeah, I'll come on. So we did that. And so we did that for about a month and a half. And we're getting all these high-level people on an Instagram Live. And I'm like, well, we can't save this. Well, let's take this Instagram Live. Let's move it into a podcast format. So we bought a microphone, we bought a backdrop, we bought lights, we created a podcast studio. And you see what I'm saying, guys? It's a commitment to action. When you get in action, things begin to happen. Then we transition it right into a YouTube Live and a Facebook Live, where we've got phenomenal influencers and thought leaders in all types of different entrepreneurial spaces from across the world. Some of the greatest entrepreneurs worth tens of millions of dollars. Rob Moore, over in England, a dear friend of mine I love watching what he's doing. Super, super shy, super humble, really an introvert. But when it comes to business, That cat's got it. Rob, will you be on my podcast? Ken, I'd love to be on your podcast. And he, not only was he on my podcast, but he actually went live on his Facebook channel, which part of his audience now follows Gross Tag Drive. Guys, do you understand? I need you to have a commitment to action. My good friend Sharon Lechter says this. She said, you don't need magic, you need motion. You don't need magic, you need motion. I was at Coach Burt's thing with Sharon, Tim Story, and Coach. Coach had invited me up, and I just spent a couple of days with the three phenomenal, world-changing people. And I heard Sharon say that day. It was my number one takeaway from the entire weekend. Sharon, if you're watching, I love you, appreciate you a ton. She said, you don't need magic, you need motion. She goes, some of you just got to get into action. Just move. I need you to have, listen, if you want to practice incremental, not monumental, you've got to practice consistency in your alignment and in your routine. And you've got to have a commitment to action. You don't need magic, you need motion. Just get moving. So Grow Stack Drive went from a conference, scratch, went from Instagram Live, scratch. Let's do a podcast. Now we're rolling. Now we want to do group coaching. And in the middle of COVID, I think our very first group, Greg, where we have 30 to 35 people, paid clients. Literally just, and it was cheap. It was like $400, like $499 or something like that. 30 or 40 people signed up in the middle of COVID to get coached and be a part of our Grow Stack Drive. And then Grow Stack Drive went to our online courses where we invested 6 figures into doing first class production. If you can go to growstackdrive.com/free, growstackdrive.com/free. If you go there and watch what those videos look like, not just a production quality, but the quality of the content, guys, it has the potential to be able to change your life. But we constantly stay in action because we are committed. Commitment is an agreement or a pledge to do something in the future. Greg, I got 20 minutes left, bro, and I'm on fire over here. I'm straight on fire today. Commitment to action. I told you this morning I was on fire today. I was like F45 turned into a 60-minute workout today, and I'm like, dude, I can't wait to do this webinar. I'm so fired up. I can't wait to do this webinar. Commitment to action. The next thing I want you to have a commitment to is you. You need to have a commitment to you. And I call this the pre-flight syndrome or whatever. You know, when you're on an airplane and the stewardess gets up and she goes, or the steward gets up and they go, in case of loss of cabin pressure, an oxygen mask is going to deploy from over your head. If you're with children, please take the oxygen mask and put it on yourself first and then the child. Why? Why do we do that? Because if you don't take care of you, the child sitting next to you, what they're saying is doomed. The child has no shot if you don't take care of you. So I want you to, guys, listen, 2020 is not over. You have to have a commitment to taking care of yourself. So what did I do 2 weeks ago when I realized, crap, I'm writing down 66 pounds every day and I ain't lost weight in 2 months? What I did was I renewed my commitment to me. Like, this is what I'm going to do. I did have a piece of fried chicken last night, didn't I, Greg? But I also worked out F45 yesterday, and I refereed 2 high school varsity basketball games and ran 5 miles last night. And I didn't have the second piece of fried chicken. I only had one of them. Make a commitment to yourself, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Write that down. Make a commitment to you emotionally, physically, and spiritually. I want you to make a commitment to you. John Maxwell's book, listen, Developing the Leader Within You. Go buy that book. Listen, I've got a book we're publishing. It's called As the Leader Grows. And it's about the 3 things that we talk about: crushing limiting beliefs, creating winning strategies, championing cultures of leadership. I've got a new book coming out in the next 60 to 90 days. I'm not even pushing my own book. Listen, go get Maxwell's book, Developing the Leader Within You. Make a commitment to you. Make a commitment. Greg, what's one of the things we wrote down on these whiteboards for you? What's your personal development? How many books are you reading this year?
25.
25 books, my guys. I'm like, bro, you're smart. You're way smarter than I am. Like audio books? No. These are regular books. I'm reading 25 books. I read 25 books in a year. Listen, make a commitment to you. What podcasts do you listen to? Listen, go back to our YouTube channel and subscribe and watch the podcast with Brad Lee and Grant Cardone and Greg Reed and Sharon Lechter and Anthony Trucks and Carlos Reyes and Nikki Sharp and a phenomenal Bobby Grassi. Go watch these. Make a commitment to yourself emotionally, physically, and spiritually. What's your physical condition look like? Do you need to take care of you? Because if you don't take care of you, you can't take care of. If you're an entrepreneur and you're a business owner and you don't take care of yourself, it is inevitable that you will not be able to, and you will fail at taking care of the people that work for you. And let me say this to you, and this may be controversial for some people. You are responsible for the people that work on your team. If you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, you're responsible for them. You're responsible for holding the bar here and not here. You're responsible for your core values, your culture. You're responsible for those things. And it is our responsibility as entrepreneurs and business owners to put our people, and this is significance, not success, to put our people in position where they can win at life at levels they've never won at before. So take care of you. And listen, here's another thing. One of the ways I want you to take care of you, start tomorrow, is gratitude. Gratitude is the ultimate wealth. What are you gracious for? The day after Thanksgiving, probably 2 or 3 days after Thanksgiving, I got on our Grow Stack Drive page and I was like, hey guys, what are you thankful for? I know it's not Thanksgiving, but what are you thankful for today? Listen, in the chat right now, if you're on Zoom, YouTube, Facebook Live, in the chat, I want you to write one thing you're thankful for right now. Write one thing you're thankful for right now. Put it down. Listen, gratitude is the ultimate wealth. Gratitude is the ultimate wealth. The third C, and I've got 16 minutes. The third C is this. It's community. So we've got to have consistency. We've got to have commitment, and we've got to have community. What's community? I love this definition. Again, this is a Webster definition. A unified body of individuals, listen to this, such as a body of persons of common and especially professional interests scattered through or throughout a larger society. A unified body of individuals, such as a body of persons of common and especially professional interests scattered throughout a larger society. Listen, let me tell you a couple things community brings. And I want to talk a little bit about our Grow Stack Drive community. And community does two things. Number one, write this down. Number one, community brings encouragement. It brings encouragement. What does the word encouragement mean? Greg, how many times have you heard me say what the encouragement means? A lot. It means to do what, Greg? To add courage to. It means, listen, if you don't have courage, borrow some of mine. Who in your life needs to borrow your courage? We've got a young man in our Grow Stack Drive community. His name's Alex Alejandro. He's in Nashville. Brought 7 people in his family, and he owns a drywall company. 7 people in his family to our last boot camp in Birmingham. He's had a tough week this week. Car broke down on a job, just some really tough. We missed him. He didn't post a video a couple, 2 or 3 days. This is what our Grow Stack Drive community looks like. Literally, like he didn't post a video for a couple of days, and about 4 or 5 people come on, and in their affirmation video, their incremental, not monumental video, they go, hey, Alex, Alejandro, I ain't seen you a couple of days, man. Hope everything's well. Looking forward to your video. Hey, Greg Martirano got called out yesterday. Greg, I ain't seen you on Facebook. I ain't seen your video in a couple of days. Kristen Gomez, hadn't seen you. And then, dude, when people are posting videos, dude, the comments are just in the dozens. People are commenting like, super proud of you, man, super excited about it literally, man, if you open the Facebook page, freaking encouragement jumps off the screen and just jumps all over you. Community brings encouragement. Are you traveling with a group of people, your tribe of people who are constantly giving you encouragement, who are going, you know what? Because listen, not every day you get up as fired up as I am today. Not every day do you get up going, dude, I'm going to conquer the world today. Like the world is my pearl or my oyster, and the pearls and whatever it is. Right? The world, like I'm going to dominate it today. You don't wake up like that every day. Now I wake up like that a lot, but there are some days I don't wake up like that. So what do I have to have? I have to have a community of people to encourage me. So who is in your community? Here's 3 things we talk about all the time in these relationships. Who's in your community? Who's in your circle, that smaller group of people, and who's in your corner? Who's in your community? Who's in your circle? Who's in your corner? Because here's what community brings. Community brings encouragement, number one. Let me say this. The antidote for discouragement is encouragement. Write that down. I told you I was going to be dropping bombs today, didn't I, Greg? I told you, I was so freaking fired up that I couldn't even stand it. F45 had no chance with me today. It was getting its ace kicked because I was fired up to get on this webinar today. Write this down. The antidote for discouragement is encouragement. Like if you're discouraged, it's okay. Number one, first thing you need to do is you need to have grace on yourself. You need to give yourself a break because listen, I'm 52 years old. I've never seen a year like this year. It's been unbelievable, from COVID to the election to yada yada to the stock market to finances to everything that's going on. It's been a very, very difficult year for a lot of people. But the antidote for discouragement is encouragement. Find a community of people that will encourage you. The second thing community brings is it brings accountability. It brings accountability. Listen, every day I write in my book, get in rooms with people who think bigger than you do. Maybe I need to add to that, also get into rooms with people who will encourage and hold you accountable. Guys, every single one of us, me, Paul wrote in the New Testament, he said, I am the chief sinner. He wasn't writing 2/3 of the New Testament to people, telling them how they needed to live their lives. Paul said, hey, I'm writing to you, but I'm writing to myself before I write it to any of you guys. Find a community that brings encouragement and find a community that brings accountability. You and I have to have accountability. If you're going to do in 2021, if you're going to dream and see this huge picture, you've got to have encouragement and you've got to have accountability. Let me say this. This is good, Greg. If you get accountability in the right way with the right heart and the right spirit, it really is encouragement. If you find a community where people will hold you accountable with the right heart and the right spirit, it really is encouragement. I mean, it's not even one where you're like, dang, I needed my tail kicked. It's like, yeah, man, I can do this. Like I can do this. Listen, write this down. Super duper important. It takes a community to do anything significant. It takes a community to do anything significant. If you want to do something special in 2021, you need a community of people to do it with. You absolutely have to have a community. Oops, didn't mean to go there. You have to have a community of people to do it with. Here's what I want you to do. growstackdrive.com/December. Greg, can you type that in the chat? growstackdrive.com/December. So this is what we're doing. Listen, if you're not part of our Grow Stack Drive community, we'd love for you to do this. So what we've done at growstackdrive.com/December is we're offering Grow 30. What's Grow 30? Grow 30 is all three of our GSD code. It's the GSD code online for free, absolutely free. This is $197 a month for a 12-month commitment. It's absolutely free. We're offering our Grow Stack Drive Facebook page for the entire month of December. Again, absolutely free. And we're opening our Wednesday night coaching calls absolutely free for the entire month of December. So growstackdrive.com/December. Gloria, if you've got a question, sweetheart, I see that you raise your hand, but I don't have a way to type in. But if you'll type that in, guys, on Facebook, YouTube, or here in the Zoom call, if you'll type something down, Greg, if we've got questions, do we have any questions over there? If we've got questions, guys, if you've got questions, if you'll just type that down, Greg will shoot those to me and I'll get those answered for you before we leave. We've got about 9 minutes. It takes a community to do anything significant. So what we want to do as a team is we want to invite you into our community. growstackdrive.com/December. If you'll go there, look at that page, fill out literally name, email, phone number. You'll get an email from our team immediately that gives you instructions how to access our 3 online courses for free. Absolutely free. There's not a credit card. There's nothing you have to put in there. It's not a put your credit card number in and you got to cancel it in 30 days. It's nothing. Put your information in there. You'll get a link that says, here's how you access our 3 courses online. Here's how you access our Wednesday night Zoom call. And here's how you access our private Facebook page. Let me tell you why the private Facebook page is so important. We have over 120 people on our private Grow Stack Drive Facebook page. We have 91% engagement. Greg, do you know how sick that is? 91% people. Last week, 109 people were active on our Facebook page. Listen, I tell our team and our people all the time, like, that's an anomaly. Like, you don't have a private Facebook page or a community of entrepreneurs where 90% of the people are engaged in what's going on. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. Why does it exist? Because we have a group and a community of entrepreneurs all over the country, even in Canada, even some overseas in Europe. We've got a community of people who are striving to do the same thing, who want to crush them into beliefs, who want to create winning strategies, and who want to champion and build cultures of leadership. So it takes a community to do anything of significance. Who's in your community, who's in your circle, and who's in your corner. So I'm going to close with this. I got 7 minutes and we will cut this thing off right at noon Eastern time. I want you to finish fierce. I want you to finish fierce. Our entire theme and motto for the rest of December at Grow Stack Drive is finish fierce. When leaders see the finish line, they don't let up. When leaders see the finish line, something happens on the inside of them and they kick it into high gear. They kick it into an entire another level. Like, ooh, I see the finish line. If you want 2021 to be the best year that you've ever experienced, I'm going to give you a couple, 2 or 3 things, super simple that you can do. Number one, we're going to finish fierce. How are we going to do that? We're going to go to growstackdrive.com/December. growstackdrive.com/December. Somebody's not going to ask you for credit card money. Nobody's going to ask you for any money. It's free for you to join our community online on Facebook, our coaching online on Wednesday nights, and all of our courses. Second thing we're doing is we put on a virtual summit. That freaking lineup sitting in front of you is stud lineup. Every single one of these guys, except for that guy on the left-hand side. That kid Joslin guy, he's a little suspect, ain't he, Greg? Coach Burt is going to be with us. Emily Mishler is going to be with us. Entrepreneur, owns several businesses from the nonprofit to the profit side, consulting firm, absolutely crushing it in Chicagoland. Carlos Reyes, I mentioned Carlos just a minute ago. Social media influencer, almost 1 million followers, right at 1 million followers, one of the top home flippers and wholesalers in America. Anthony Trucks, American Ninja Warrior, former NFL star, former college star at the University of Oregon, a dear, dear friend of mine, and one of the most genuine people that I know. And he is an absolute stud. David Meltzer. If you guys don't know Dave, I've had him on a virtual summit back in March or April, about 6-8 months ago. David was with us also on our podcast. David was the CEO of Lee Steinberg Sports. If you've seen the movie Jerry Maguire, David was the character that Tom Cruise plays. That was David. That was David's. That's Jero Glant, not Jared Glant. I just noticed that typo. Jared Glant. Jero looks really, really good in that tuxedo right there. Jared Glant, who is the president of Cardone Capital, not Cardone Capital, but Cardone Enterprises, 10X headquarters. Jared runs everything down there. Jared's he's one of my favorite human beings in the entire world. He is a phenomenal guy. Jeff Finster. I had Jeff on my podcast about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Jeff's a serial entrepreneur. He's the CEO and founder of Everbowl. So if you're on the West Coast, you've seen Everbowl. If not, they will be across the country soon. They have 31 locations. I think they lost their 30th or 31st when I had Jeff on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. Jeff's going to be on. And then again, my good friend, Nate May, who is also our Grow Stack Drive MC. So here's what you're going to get in this virtual summit, Tuesday, December the 15th. If you're a business owner, type me in the comments right now. Say me, just put me. I'm a business owner. That's me. We're doing this. This is 2.5 hours, Tuesday, December the 15th. So it's about 9-10 days away. This is a phenomenal time for you to gather your team for lunch. And you can do it in segments. Each speaker is going to go 10 minutes and they're going to be giving their top 1 or 2 principles on how to finish fierce. This is the theme, not only for this month for Grow Stack Drive, but it's also the theme for our virtual summit. They're going to give their top principles on how you can finish fierce. Guys, I don't know what this lineup's worth. I don't know what this lineup's done in business, but it's going to be, I would say at least in the $500 million range, probably close to $1 billion. In revenue that this lineup has generated. And they're going to give you some principles from their individual lives on how to finish fierce. So today we're going to give away a boot camp ticket, and we're going to give away a 90-day pass to the GSD code. That boot camp ticket's valued at $1,000. That boot camp or GSD is valued at about $600. So here's what I want you to do. If you registered for the webinar, you're automatically entered to win. If you did not register for the webinar, I need you to go to growstackdrive.com/webinar. I need you to register. We'll take all those emails. We'll put them in a spreadsheet. We'll number them. We'll ask Google or Siri or whoever to give us a random number. That first one is going to be our boot camp ticket winner. That second one will be our GSD code 90-day winner. I'll announce those live today at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Greg, will you set an alarm so I remember that's 4 o'clock our time? So our free virtual summit is growstackdrive.com/virtual summit. growstackdrive.com/virtual summit. Register for that. That's in 10 days, a phenomenal time for you to be able to gather. If you're a business owner and you've got people in your business, listen, this is an absolutely free event. This is a value add from our team to you and these relationships. Every single one of these relationships. When I text Jared Glant on his cell phone, I said, hey, dude, I'm doing a virtual summit. I've got so-and-so and so-and-so. We're going to talk about finishing fears. Jared said, count me in. What do you need from me? Jeff Finster, I text him, dude, he shot me back like 800 fist bumps. Like I'm ready to roll. Anthony Trucks, I was actually in San Francisco with Anthony grabbing dinner. And I'm like, dude, we're doing this. Anthony's like, count me in, bro. I'm in. Carlos Reyes, I'm in. Coach Burt, I'm in. These guys are fired up to be able to come and deliver to you their top 1 or 2 principles on how they're going to finish fierce in 2020. If you'll do that, 2021 will be the best year you've ever experienced. What time you got over there, Greg?
11:59.
Boom. If this Mont Blanc was a mic, I'd drop it right now. 11:59, guys. Listen, day 27 of 28-day incremental, not monumental challenge. 4 things we're doing. Listen, you can go to, if you go to Facebook and search Grow Stack Drive, or go to growstackdrive.com/December. growstackdrive.com/December. If you'll go in there, we're giving the Grow 30 away for free. All of our online courses, all of our coaching calls on Wednesday night for free, as well as our private Facebook page. It's noon Eastern time. Listen, guys, you enjoy your Saturday. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Nate May, I know you're watching, homie. I'm praying for you to get better today. Have fun with this kiddos. Don't eat too many cookies. That may be why you're not feeling good, because I saw all the cookies you made last night. Listen, I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we will see you Wednesday night. Actually, I'll see you Monday, Tuesday. We've got a couple podcasts this week on Facebook Live and on YouTube. We'll see you Wednesday night on our coaching call. Love you guys. Have an amazing day. growstackdrive.com/December. growstackdrive.com/virtual summit. Get registered. We're giving these things away for free today, 5 p.m. Eastern. Join me Instagram Live at Ken Joslin. I'll announce the winners today. Love you guys. Y'all have a phenomenal